Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm back again for another video. Today I wanted to do the video in English. I'm really trying to grow the channel, but a lot of my videos are in Spanish because I want to show my abilities, to show progress for myself, so I can see my progress through time, and so other people can see progress, and also just for my own practice. So I've been making most of my videos in Spanish, but I don't want to alienate people who maybe just started learning Spanish, or they're just curious about what I've been doing, but then they can't understand the video. So also it is easier for me to explain in English. I was about to come on here and do this video in Spanish, but then I just decided, you know what, that's what I've been doing, let me switch it up. So it's really nothing specific that I want to talk about. I guess I just want to vent because, as you guys know from the beginning, I've just had when I want to learn something and something is like really, really important to me, it's hard for me to just have fun with it because I'm a perfectionist, and, until I feel like I'm at the level that I want to be, I'm going to pick apart every little thing that I think is wrong, or whatever. So, I mean, like for instance, I just had like my Spanish class today, and and you know, lately I've been doing good in all other aspects, but in my Spanish, out of nowhere, you know, my confidence can soar up or it can dip down, and I don't know why. It's because maybe I think I was trying to listen to somebody's conversation on the street, like in Spanish, and I didn't understand anything. And I'm like, why? I'm like, if I speak Spanish, why can't I understand a basic conversation in passing? So that made me feel some type of way. And then, I was like trying to watch a series or something, which I think was like from Spain. Not Barcelona, but it was like still with a little accent and different like slang and stuff. But even that, with context, I'm thinking I still should be able to watch this. But like honestly, if I wanted to really keep pausing it and really keep rewinding it, yeah, I could watch it, but it was giving me too much problems. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not even, gonna watch this. Um, but yeah, so what was I gonna say? So yeah, that, I had a couple things like that happened to me, not comprehending certain things or whatever. Or when I'm speaking Spanish, like you guys can see in my videos, like recently, I don't think as hard as I thought in the beginning, but I still translate in my head and think really hard, And then I think another thing that happened was I was watching some other YouTube videos of people who were like newbies, and they were like, having a conversation, and I'm like, they talk better than me. They was using all types of conditional, subjunctive, different stuff, commands, past. Like, I mean, they were doing it all really fluid, and they was like acting like they brand new. I'm like, wow, here I am, like 3 years of like hardcore studying, and I'm just like, why? You know what I mean? I lived in the country, I read, I watch stuff in Spanish, I converse and text with people in Spanish all the time. All my phone settings are in Spanish. I've done everything in Spanish before, and I still take 3 classes a week, and it's like literally, I can try other methods, but there's not much that I can do, you know, um, so that's, where I'm at. Like I've told you guys, I'm never gonna give up on my Spanish at all, ever, but I still am having a moment of frustration. Like right now, we're finishing up the, what is it? Ay, no, se llama condicional compuesto, which to me it doesn't make sense. It kind of makes sense, but it doesn't. You know, um, and it's like the thing that we're learning right before we're gonna learn like subjunctive, because a lot of times I guess you use this and it's like a subjunctive. It's like I would have brought my coat if I knew it was gonna rain or something like that. Like, and then it changes if it like changes the whole significance or something. But just this thing right here, I've been with my teacher trying to learn the conditional, which I already knew, but I guess there's like 2 or 3 conditionals, which I guess we went over. Again, it's confusing. To me, conditional is similar to future, so I get those mixed up. And now you have the conditional compuesto or whatever, and it's just like, oh my God, kill me now. Like, when am I ever gonna literally mid-conversation be able to take this out of my brain and use it? I mean, to me, it's like, and another thing is that it's not something that you use in English, really. Like, I'm trying to think of what the direct translation is, which, you're not supposed to obviously do direct translation. But because I speak English, whatever, I want to relate it to something so I can be like, oh, it's like if I say this in English, this is how it be in Spanish. But if we don't even really have that and there's nothing you can really compare it to, then it's just like, you know, like, again, I don't even think I can give an example of the conditional compuesto thing. It's like, you know, um, um, I would, you should see. It's like in English we just say like you should have let me know or something, but like in Spanish you just say like would have and then you just end it and it's like would have if what, but you can't really do if what if you don't know subjunctive. So learning this to me really right now, it's just like too much. Of course I need to get past this so I can go to the next step, which I think is like subjunctive, which is what I've been wanting to get to the whole time. I feel like that's once you get there, I feel like you're on your way to really being like fluid completely. Because then it's like you've learned everything before that point, and then once it comes to subjunctive, I'm sure that's probably a long, hard road. And then you have the other advanced stuff and the other things to fine tune after that, but to me, that's getting to the advanced, stage. So, like I said, all that to say, those little things recently kind of broke my confidence or whatever. But, and then the thing that I'm learning right now with the compuesto or whatever, I don't like it. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it. I guess it's a more polite way to say something. Um, it's like saying you didn't, why didn't you tell me that you couldn't come to class versus saying you should or would have told me or should have told me or something. I don't know. It's like the polite version of something. And it's, who knows? I have no idea. But it's annoying and I've been trying to learn this for like weeks. So I'm just like, I'm done. Anyway, my teacher was saying I should make the video in Spanish because in Spanish, I could give like tips to you guys. Like you could, study like this, it's not good to have done something or whatever. But I'm like, to me, it's not clear in my mind yet to where I can really do a video using what I just learned. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody shares my pain, please let me know, because this is like giving me like a migraine over here. So yeah, so that's, what had happened with that. That's what I'm learning. So I'm getting up there, you know, I have picked up on little mistakes that I used to make in the past, that I stopped making. It's all those little words like de, say, lay, and and different stuff like that, to where when I talk in Spanish, I feel jumbly. Like, I don't know if I'm just making up these little tiny words and putting them where I think they belong. But to me, it don't sound right. It don't sound like when I hear somebody else speak who's like totally fluent. It sound not natural. So I've been trying to tell my teacher, like, tell me ways that I can pronounce things. It's like, like how in English we would just say like, I'm gonna go to the store. It's like in Spanish when you're like, like pa, like for para, right? And it just makes you be able to talk faster, and it makes you sound more like native. So I've been trying to tell her, tell me tips on different ways that I could just, sound more fluid or whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to kind of like vent to you guys, that you know where I'm at. You know, I know it's just my mood right now just because of some little, trip ups that I've had with not understanding certain things and then like wondering why. But overall, of course, no one will be able to say that I haven't made any progress. I wouldn't be able to say that at all. I'm not trying to say that, but um, I just have my standard of where I should be. And, I don't sit there and like legit like study. I'll, watch a show, chat with people. If I get curious about something, I'll look it up. My teacher gives me homework, I do it, but it's like if I really, studied like an hour a day for like 2 months or something, like I could probably be like super advanced by now. Probably. You know what I mean? But, with everything going on right now, it's like I just don't have it in me. Just me making these 3 classes, doing the homework, and basically trying to watch a little novella here and there. That's all I got in me right now. And so that's gonna have to be it, and that's all. Um, what else? Um, yeah. So I mean, I guess um that's pretty much it. I feel like there was something else that I was going to tell you guys. I don't know. I guess I was just going to say, you can't definitely be translating like literally like that. And, when it comes time to learn something in Spanish that doesn't even like really exist in English in the same exact way, then that's when it comes to be like, you feel like your brain is like exploding, because you have nothing that you can even relate it to or whatever. And like I said, some days I can go feeling very positive that I could really excel in a bilingual job even, or whatever, to other days like now to where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm like a beginner, like I know nothing. Like I can vacillate between that and the other extreme, thinking like I'm super confident, I can do anything, I'm totally fluent, to thinking, oh my God, I'm horrible, I'm like basically a beginner after 3 years, why, oh my God, help me, it's just like so extreme, so um so if anybody out there, struggling, I feel you. If anybody feels my pain, let me know, because this grammar is crazy. um I guess I'm just I'm thinking very hard to speak in Spanish still, translating everything and thinking super hard, you know. Um but then again, a lot of times that I think hard is mainly for my videos because of course I don't want to mess up the video. I want to look good on video. But if I was to have a conversation with somebody, a lot of times I do a lot better than that and I'm able to just come off the top of my head, which is good, or if I'm by myself practicing, because I like talk to myself in Spanish, like just to practice. When I'm by myself, it's like my Spanish is like so good. But then when I get on the video, it's probably just like nerves. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't really ever been able to show my whole progress or whatever. But in Colombia, I kept wanting to do like to where, I was in a taxi or talking to somebody and my, video was on, kind of like a secret, recorded conversation, because I want to do like a recorded conversation or something like that. So, um, yeah, I need to try to do that because when it's off the cuff, it's like, I'm better, um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just, like I said, gonna keep doing my classes, watch a novella if I can. And then, what I've always done is talk to myself in Spanish. I narrate, what I'm doing. And then I imagine me saying something to somebody and I imagine what they would say to me. And then I go back and forth. And whenever it comes to a point to where I couldn't explain exactly what I want to say, then I'll go look it up. If it's something that's like something that I haven't learned yet, I'll look up what form of speech is that and why. And, out of my own curiosity and just my own talking myself through it in my head, I will just teach myself stuff as I go. So, that's basically the main method that I'm using besides, my teacher and my homework. It's just in my own head having these conversations. You know, I forget what polyglot said. I think it was like Steve Kaufman or something here on YouTube, that said, curiosity, and the love of a language and the curiosity for more of that language is like the only thing that really can keep you like going in the trajectory that you need to go. If I had no love for the language and I had no curiosity to learn anything more, then I would have fizzled out by now. You know what I'm saying? I want to know everything and I want to know why and I want to know how to use it and, whatever. So that's why, I'm still going. Um, But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's all going good. I'm sure in a couple of days I'll feel great again and, be able to talk fine. I do want to come and try to practice in a video with conditional and whatnot. So now I'm just talking forever. Like as usual, I have no aims with my video. But I'm glad that I could finally express myself easily in English in a video. You know what I'm saying? So you guys know where I'm at and I can feel like, you guys know me, and yeah, I mean, I'll come back to do a Spanish one soon. Give me a couple days, y'all. I'm trying to get through it. Anyway, all right, you guys, I'm out of here. Bye. Thanks for watching.